to share our library in detail. I have not done that, but back in the first, I believe the first day of school in August, I basically did a lesson on library rules and things like that. And so this is a little chart. It has the children's name on it and our names on it, and it basically says I will follow these book care rules. They helped color, and so they really got into it, and we had a discussion. And the most important, enjoy your books. So what I have created here, you see just a basic envelope, craft stick, and a scrap piece of paper, and everyone is color coded shelf markers, so the children know to take a marker when they want a book, and this side goes inside of the shelf. The colored part sticks out so they can identify it easily. They put that there, and then they select the book that they want off the shelf. That way we can keep all of the books in order and managed, and that has been working tremendously. My type A personality, I cannot tolerate books all over the place, or books destroyed, due to water damage, food damage. Although, we've had some, but not the ones that I really care about. So they know, to take care of our books, because although they are, a lot of them I get them thrift, a lot of them I have purchased new, and we like to keep up with them because a lot of them are rare these days. So it just helps. But this that video I will link in the description box, and like I said, I think it's called Library Unit or something like that. If you just want to search my name and library, it'll pop up. But let's see, where do I start? I guess I'll start right here. On this unit is basically beginning readers, and they do read these books. I use them as curriculum, but they free read them sometimes. So here we just have this 12 book box set, and it's basically a couple words and a picture, and that's what's in here. And the twins' actual curriculum reading books are here that they know to access from here. And then let me get down over here. So what I did was just basically create shelf labels using a Word doc, and I backed it with cardstock, and I picked this color because it's not one of the kids' colors. Everybody's color coded, and it was just a color that I liked because I couldn't choose purple since that is one of the children's colors. So really cute. And over here we have history and just our Southwestern books. We also use these as curriculum. And I've taught the children, even though this is a good set, these are good sets, they are very careful about using these books. They know that these are very special and we're not going to destroy them. And then this half is science. So that is what's here. And then moving along, we have reference books. And basically what's here are cookbooks, science books, and a couple of my reference books. There's a German language book up here, so they're able to come and access everything. And as you can see, it's not, they're mixed up. I just pretty much line them according to height, but they come and move them around as they please. These are okay. As you can see, one is backwards. It's a science book, but that's okay. It's not a big deal to me. Let's see. Everything else on this unit is mine, pretty much. So there's nothing else stored there, but moving along to this actual shelf. Okay, in a minute. We have our little bill books, and they basically have their own little section, and yeah, here's another one, because they've been coming in here reading these. This one is backwards. Oops. But for the most part, they know how to keep these. And of course I can't do this with one hand, but I will put that one back in a minute. Anywho, what else is over here? And it's just this size, and what I've done is they are just lined up according to height. So nothing, no particular order, and I'm getting ready to explain a little more on that. There's that book. We have leveled readers. Here are some more little bill books. This says level 3, and Morris and Moose, which I love. This was, I want to say, one of the, I had about maybe 5 or 6 books that I used to love. When I was 3, that's when I started reading this book. I could read it on my own. So I had to make sure that they have it, and they love it. And it says level 4. So this type of reader, the Scholastic, biographies, easy readers, that's what's in here. The ones that I just hauled in March, the math books, and just some basic chapter books. See, 20 and 10, Grandma's Attic, My Father's Dragon, and so on and so on. And so they've been pulling off little bill books every day, all day lately. But one thing I don't do is label them or organize them AR, even though if you use arfinder.com and type in the book title, it will give you the AR level if you're one to want to label and organize your books that way. I don't do that because my children have never read on their AR level. My older kids had little bill books. They were for them 4, 5 year, 6-year-old level, and after that, pretty much all of these books in here, they were beyond this. So I won't label them AR level because my kids are not reading on their AR level. They always are above. So it's really pointless for me to go through. I can tell by looking at the book what level it is, independently of what it's labeled. Because the majority of books, like, let's see, it says level 3. If I were to type that in, it's not going to come up on AR Finder as level 3, grade level. It'll be something different. And you will find that if you do that with the majority of your books, they're not correctly leveled. It's just a suggestion. Same with the Step Into Reading. We have quite a few of those, and it's just a suggestion. Some of these books on AR Finder are labeled 4th grade, so don't always go by that if you see that, and don't always say, well, you can't read this because you have to be, no, that's not the case. So enough with that. But down here we have chapter books, SSR, and we also do Dear. Okay, SSR is sustained silent reading, where we just stop for 20-30 minutes a day and pick up a book and just read. Everybody read. Same thing with Dear. Drop everything and read. SSR is more of a certain time. Our Dear time is whenever I feel that we just need to calm down and let's read. Because it kind of resets the pace and you know, gets everybody relaxed. So we have pieces, and pretty much these are also chapter books. Some of them, let me see, are there level readers? No. Now the little ones are not reading these yet, obviously, but they are in here. Some American Girl books. So that's what's in there. And these are just basic Dollar General or Family Dollar or Dollar Store. I think maybe Dollar Tree. I don't know. They're dollar bins, and they work well to hold this size book. Alright, moving along. And this is completely unstaged, but this is pretty much how they stay. So I can take pictures throughout the day, and you know, and that pretty much looks the same. But the only thing I do here is arrange them by height. And so over here, this is our African American shelf, and that's pretty much what's on here. But we have also other books. Like we have Madeline, we have Mike Mulligan. These are a lot of the Caldecott books that I purchased. Books that are recommended for their age level and grade level. For all around reading. So suggested reading books. What else is up here? Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, Andy and the Lion, Blueberries for Sal. Let's see what else is up here. Jamaica Finds. Let's see. Like I said, it's a mix of everything, but a lot of the African American books. There's Strigonona back here, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else that sticks out. But my basic goal is to not have so many books that it's overcrowded and we can't see. Now somebody did just push these back, but basically I can see them all, so I know what I'm looking for. They don't get lost. And you know, if so, I know it's time to rearrange, or you know, kind of take some out and put them elsewhere, but none double stacked, just one row. Down here we have the big books that just won't fit height wise on any of our shelves, so they're here. There's an atlas, obviously. This is an art book, the multicultural art book. Virginia Hamilton is a read aloud, and my older girls, our older kids loved this Faith Ringgold Rosa Parks story. So we have this here. Some random character books, some more random chapter books. This is Harry Potter. Something else. We have 2-3 random books on their side. Another African American read aloud. Another one here is just a dinosaur book. It just won't fit anywhere, so it's there. But down here is labeled African American and also science. So that's what is throughout this shelf. So when we do science, I'm pulling things off of here to supplement or use as a spine. Because they're still young, we don't need a whole lot to use. Pretty much we use our imaginations. These Living Together Science Alive books. A couple of other big chapter books down here, random. Dinosaurs, Solar System, Facts and Records book. an ocean book, eyewitness book, and how things work. So no, like I said, no rhyme or reason as long as they stay in height order. And that also helps if they forget to use a shelf marker. They can figure it out, you know, height wise. Okay, let's put this book back here. You know, this is where it goes. And let's see, I'm trying to see if I see. Okay, let me take you across the room to the other shelf. Okay, so directly behind me is the other shelf. Alright, so over here we have history, and we have, let's see, oh, we have our highway. This is our U.S. It's actually geography, but it's on this side. But we have history books. We have some Usborne books. It's, yeah, history and geography here. And it's these books, Usborne. There's a whole series of these over here. Ocean life. That is science, but it's on that side. I think it has history in it. The Greeks. What is this one? Knights and Castles. Story of music. And people in history. History quiz book. World of wildlife. I think I'm getting into my science and geography over here. Here's time travelers. Here is our world. And this one really much, pretty much is social studies as well. So they're kind of just all in there together. Human body. These. It's only one. I think that was on another shelf, but National Geographic and oh, I forgot. I have to take you guys to another section I forgot about. Medieval castles. That is a random magic schoolhouse. No, magic schoolhouse. Magic tree house. No, magic school bus book. Whoa. So that's what that is. Medieval castles. And I just dropped the book. Magnets. Flags of the world. And then we have a couple of National Geographics. And more over here. We have a book on East Asia. We have, let's see. These are basically what we had as far as African American before I purchased the rest of them for the little ones. So, and I just never moved them because they just fit well. This is a shelf. This was the only shelf we had initially. So I've kind of kept these books arranged the way they were instead of moving them around because they fit. So that's why that's there. And then we have these Bible books, Bible references that I shared. Prince of Egypt. What is this? Princess Treasury. Faith Like Mine. And then this Moon. King Tut. So kind of a little hodgepodge, but it's because this is where they fit and this is where they were originally. Down here we have what I call free reading, and basically this was part of what the kids had in their room, and the books that I've kind of kept that they did not really destroy, so I display them here, although they do have some more elsewhere. We have our dictionary here, one of them because it just fits here, but just some random things that they can come and pull off, and I don't really worry about them destroying. And here we have our golden books. We use these a lot for bedtime stories and things. Let's see, this blue bin. I shared this sometime, I think in June. Yes, when I compiled all of the books that the kids had that were pretty much the level we needed, this was all that they had. So we needed more books. And that's when I became really selective about picking the books, and not just cartoony books. As you see, we don't have a lot of cartoony books. They had to have purpose, meaning good, strong, Caldecott, Newbery honors. But this was pretty much everything they had. There's Green Eggs and Ham, there's Danny and the Dinosaur, there's Franklin, there's Arthur Meets the President. This is Usborne, Ted and Friends. It's an easy reader. Rich or Scary Bedtime Stories. Stories for 4-year-olds. Where the Wild Things Are. If You Give a Dog a Donut. I'm sorry I'm not turning this around, but I still have a little more to go. Thunder Cakes. Patricia Polacco. Animal Babies. Animal Babies in the Grassland. That one's Polar Animals. So that's what was in there. And then we have what else? Little People Lift the Flap, which they love these books. I'm trying to think what else. We have this big children's book of questions and answers. We have our this book we use every other day. Disney Art World. We're using this in our virtual homeschool co-op on geography, the Galloping the Globe. So we use that. Oh boy. All right. Next up here, up on this unit above our work boxes, reference books. As you can see, 2 more dictionaries, and we prefer the McGraw-Hill because it has everything. This is pre-K through 12th grade, so the majority of the words. Let's see. I think my son was looking for destitute the other day, and it wasn't in either of these. But it's in this one, and I use this one because it is an actual, it's by McGraw-Hill. I love McGraw-Hill, so it encompasses everything, although it's not a this year's copy. It has just about every word we need. Over here we have a Hooked on Phonics dictionary. We have weather, Planet Earth, Scholastic's First Encyclopedia. We have Disney, My Very First Encyclopedia of Animals. Very nice pictures. We have DK, Human Body. Son he just pulled those off yesterday. Last night he was reading. And this one, the Body Book, DK. And we have just this, if I can pull it out, there it is. Eric Carle Seahorse. We use it a lot for art. So, then over here we have, you see my tags again, more reference books. Atlases. This Rich or Scary book because that's the only place it fits. Another science book. And that's what's in there. And let's see, cookbook. Oh yeah, the Usborne Farm Yard Tales cookbook. It's really cute. Yes. Over here we have some random childcraft encyclopedias that my 2-year-old loves. And this Animal Kingdom book, which is awesome because it is a holograph. So they always, it moves around on that shelf. But, let's see. I said I just keep the labels up here. They know this is pretty much my shelf. And here are all the Bible books, the other Bible books. And let me take you to the table. So what I keep on the table is, and under the table, somebody pulled out Bob books. You guys know my story about Bob books. But this is why I don't care that it's so mangled. But obviously somebody wanted to read them. But they're here. And I swap these books out sometimes. What's in here are beginning reader books and things like that. So we have Archibald, we have Usborne, Chicka Chicka, Animal Babies, and we have a whole set of these books, which I had not. I made the video and I forgot to share it. So I'm going to have to share. I want to leave that separately. But they're first readers. Scholastic. This is an easy reader. South Pole, North Pole. Polar animals. Dinosaurs. I just try to keep a good selection that all of them would like, and they don't have to go to the shelf and pull up and search for backyardigans. And this is more of a, you know, they're free reading. You see, cartoony books I don't do, but that's what's in there. And these I shared in the haul from March as their reward. Let's see, then we have the VeggieTales. God Loves Me devotional. And we also use it for everybody, not just for boys, but there is a girls version. So, free reading. Character book. Usborne. I keep these little I Spy books in here. And this is pretty much when they finish what they're doing and they just don't have anything to do, or they're waiting for me, they can get these and keep busy. They love these little I Spy books. So, and I used to have the big ones, the Walter Wick DK books. So, and some more National Geographic Kids from the dollar store. These are from Target. And they always are reading these. That's why I selected these to put in here. It's like their go-to. Yeah, 2 of those. And as you can tell, very old, because this is from my older kids. So I need to get replaced, but they love Henry Mudge, Biscuit as well. These books are very old. Biscuit Goes to School, Time Out, Grumpy Bunny. Let's see. Step Into Reading. This is what I'm talking about, the Step 2. These are not really Step 2, but for some children, they may be. Step 1. And there's another I Spy book. So that's what's up here on the table. And they're just, you know, basically free reading books that they can come and grab at any time. And last but not least, because this is very long, but we have down here at the bottom just a bin full of books for baby, still board books, so she can come and grab her little favorite books and not have to worry about, you know, searching on the shelf. Although she is really good about getting a book, she knows where to find books. In fact, she took Goodnight Moon from the shelf over there, so she knows how to get the books with no problem. But, you know, for a 2-year-old, they're still into these type of books. She loves to read. So, that's what's in here. Barney book. She's into Barnyard Dance these days. And this animal rescue book, I like this book. It's Diego. And there's her little deal. And so what I've done was just kind of put down some mats for this little area right here for now. This is their little reading area. And you see the baby has a couple more books down here. Oh, this Esmore book. She loves this book. I don't know. You have to move the bus around different places. That's what's there. And potty for me. So they sit here or at the table and they will read. But that is pretty much the system. I know it was somewhat lengthy, but I had never shared before, and I thought maybe this would be helpful as a means of organization. No set rhyme or reason, but I know, you know, a lot of people deal with how to organize books and so many books and, you know, how to label and things like that. And I say just find whatever unit you have and just go from there. You know, just do what fits your style. I would say if you want to have a shelf for each child, you know, something like this would be ideal, or a bin for each child. But, you know, obviously for us, I'm not going to do that because it is not really conducive. We don't have to do that. The only thing that is not here are my my high schooler, my 14-year-old son's chapter books. He has those elsewhere. So, but they were originally up here on the top of the shelf. I have since moved them, and I may bring them back. But, you know, other than that, everybody else keeps their books pretty much on their own. But, you know, the labels, I even have all of, pretty much everything labeled. Now, even the units that I just talked about and shared the video on, I think last week, teacher organization, when I tore the room apart, I labeled the shelves. So they're all labeled. So I think that would be a suggestion. Some people do book dots where they do the colored sticker, and I don't want to ramble too much, but just trying to throw some ideas out there. You know, kind of do whatever works for you. Another thing I do want to share is all I have in my homeschool binder, I have every book. When I buy a book, I write it down. So I don't even have to look when I'm doing my lesson planning. I can look in there. I can pretty much remember all of these books, every one of them, because we don't have too many and we use them. And that's another thing. I love books. I love books. I love them. But I don't want to have too many. I need to have just, you know, what I need. But I log every book, so I know what I have, and if I'm shopping again, I can just look in that book log. When the children read books, I also log them, so I keep up with what we've read, what we haven't read, what we want to read again. So, you know, that's another help when you're buying books. I would suggest keep a book log so that you're not overbuying, especially when you're going to the thrift store, because it's very easy to get multiples or you know, triples, and some of them we do have, but I have them on purpose. So yeah, like I said, hopefully that helps, and thank you guys for hanging out with me for this super long video. Please leave me your comments, leave me your tips. How do you organize? Share with me your links, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.